Hello fight fans, this is Boxing with the Truth and I am the Truth. Back with another segment of Who is Who in Boxing. And this week we got championship boxing at the Black Bear Casino, April 19th. And we have Al the Haitian Temptation Sands headlining the main event against Keith Barr for a vacant NABA US Cruiserweight title. But I'll get to that in a minute. Let's start the card off with light middleweights. Donnie Tierney, 5-5 versus Dan Kaiser, 1-0, 4-round fight. Donnie Tierney hasn't been in action since September 22nd of 12. And, he's a semi-skilled fighter. But every time he steps up in competition, he seems to lose. He's fought Ken Glenn from this area, RJ Lass. He's got the experience in this fight. 10 fights. Dan Kaiser's got 1 fight. And, he's going to have to use his experience, his smarts, and just be able to outbox him. Simple as that. Dan Kaiser, he's coming from Las Vegas. He's a great MMA fighter. Really sharp. I've watched some of his videos. But as a boxer, he does only have 1 pro fight. His jab's pretty weak. He's a counter puncher. Doesn't throw a lot of punches. He's kind of sloppy. He's flat-footed. He needs a little bit more bounce, a little bit more movement on his toes if he's going to be a good boxer, which he probably will be because he's a good MMA fighter. He's a good athlete. But this fight could end up acting, being like a street fight, personally. But it's a good fight to start off the card. So let's move to the next fight. Welterweights. Marcus Morris against Ryan Gronvold. Marcus, the hope of the hillside, Morris, 3-0 against Ryan Gronvold, 1-8. Don't be fooled by the 1-8, folks. This guy's like a gatekeeper of the welterweights to the next level. He's fought a lot of hard competition, and you basically got to fight this guy to get to the next level to see where you're at. Marcus Morris has had 2 wars out of his last 3 fights. He just had a knockout. And, it's about time. Because he needs to start using his power more. He has it, and he chooses not to use it like he should. He's got a slick jab. He moves around good. Good foot movement. Good defense. Really sharp fighter. Nice amateur record. And this is the type of fight he needs to see where he's at. Ryan Gronvold, he's like I said, a gatekeeper. He pops a jab. He's going to come forward. He doesn't have a lot of power. Stays right in your face. And he's going to need to be busy in this fight. He needs to be a lot busier than I've seen him in his other fights because the jab's going to be in his face and Marcus Morris is going to be coming after him. He does have an okay defense, but he needs to move his feet more. And so this could actually be an interesting fight as well. It depends on, I guess, if Marcus chooses to use power or not, honestly. So let's move to the next fight. Light welterweights, Rondell Hubbard, 5-0 versus Jacob Fox, 2-1, 6-round fight. The last fight is also a 4-round fight. This is an interesting fight. I like both of these fighters. Rondell Hubbard comes to bang. Jacob Fox comes to bang. Rondell Hubbard will come out right away and you'll expect dominance, but then he slows down. And he doesn't use his power right away like he should. And he uses it in later rounds, and I'm not sure why. And in this fight, I think he needs to come out. He needs to establish dominance from the beginning. He needs to lay that power on Jacob Fox and say, hey, I'm here to win this fight, and we can have a war, or I can put you down now. Simple as that. Jacob Fox needs to do the same thing. He needs to come out. He needs to hit Rondell with body shots. He needs to hit him with power. And he needs to let him know that Rondell is not going to just walk over him. So this could be a war, folks. It really could. This is going to be an exciting fight. I'm not going to lie. When I first heard about this fight, I heard Jacob Fox actually ask for the fight. And I kind of shook my head. And I wasn't sure that this was a good step up for Jacob Fox yet. But now that I've broken down the fight more and more, I think it's really going to be an interesting fight. So let's move to the next fight. Light middleweight, Corey Rodriguez, 9-3-3 against Limbrith Ponce, 6-1, 6-round fight. Okay, Corey Rodriguez I've seen fight several times. The guy's got a lot of skills. He can fight from angles. He can pressure you. He can box you. He can just brawl you. He can headhunt. He will go to your body if he thinks your body's weak. The guy can change up his fight style based on his opponents. You never know what you're going to see when you're watching Corey Rodriguez, and that's why it's so exciting to watch him. Now, Limbrith Ponce, I've seen fight once against Javante Starks. I wasn't that impressed. I thought he should have stayed busier. I mean, both fighters were undefeated. Somebody's all had a go. He is a fast fighter. He does have feints, which, you know, he might be able to confuse Corey a little bit. He does have a fast jab, but he holds his defense a little low, which could actually help Corey. He does, when he charges in, he puts down his head a little bit, which, you know, you could walk right into an uppercut doing that. He's had, this will be his third fight out of Iowa. He's fought here once before, and he fought somewhere else, and then the rest of his fights have been in Iowa, so I don't know how much actual competition he's really had. And his fight style, he jumps in and out, and Javante Starks timed him and actually knocked him down. So I think Corey's going to need to do the same thing, actually time him and try to catch him. But this should actually be a good fight because both guys, they come to bang, they stand in the middle of the ring. They're both fast fighters and they're both smart fighters. So let's move on to the next fight. Lightweights. Tony Lee, 9-1-1 versus Robbie Cannon, 14-8-2. This is an 8-round fight. And this is actually for Robbie Cannon's NABU lightweight title. Now, Tony Lee is actually the Minnesota lightweight champion. So this is going to be a champion fight. There's going to be two champs in this ring trying to impress each other. Now, Tony Lee, he can bang, he can box. I think he's the stronger, bigger fighter. He needs to come out. He's going to have to stay busy, but not burn himself out. Because he likes to throw punches in bunches. And in this fight, he's going to have to do more than that. But he's going to have to put the pressure on Cannon. He's going to have to back him up on the ropes in the corner. And, you know, you can't waste punches. Just don't waste punches, Tony. You're going to have to pick your shots, but stay busy. Robbie Cannon, come like you always do, but move in and out. Because Tony does have the power. And, you know, try to bang with him in the middle, but move in and out. And be smart. Make Tony come after you. Try to set traps for him. I don't know if you're going to be able to pressure the fight, Robbie, because like I said, I think Tony is the stronger fighter. So let him pressure the fight. You know, let him walk into stuff. But, you know, this is your belt. You're defending it. So you're going to have to definitely stay busy as well. And, you know, you're going to have to earn your belt like you did in your last title defense, you know. You can lose it just as quick as you can earn it. And Tony Lee's coming to steal it. You know, he's determined to beat you. He's beat the last guy that you beat basically twice. Once was a draw, but he feels that he won both fights. So, you know, somebody said to me that at the end of this fight that both fighters are going to have stitches. And if this fight goes the way it should, that's a very good possibility that both of these guys are going to end up walking out of the ring needing stitches. So this could definitely be a war. And like I said, it's two champions fighting for a championship belt. So both of you guys go in there and put on a championship fight and fight like champions. All right, let's move to the main event. Al Sands versus Keith Barr. Okay, Al the Haitian Temptation Sands is 12-1 with 11 knockouts. Keith, no hold bar, is 12-5 with 3 knockouts. This is a 10-round fight for a vacant NABA US Cruiserweight title, and Al Sands is already the Minnesota Cruiserweight title. Al Sands needs this title fight to move up in his career. Keith Barr is coming in to be a spoiler. Simple as that. The guy is an ex-tough man competitor. He has a good record as a tough man, 27-3. So he's used to fighting hard, fighting a lot. You know, he used to have to fight more than once a night. And, there's no pressure on him. It's all on Al Sands. Al Sands is fighting in his hometown. Al Sands is fighting for a bigger title. You know, Al Sands is the one that only has 1 loss and has to perform, well in front of his fans. Keith Barr is just coming to be the spoiler. And, if he can get lucky and win, you know, more power to him. But he does throw some wild hooks, and he is a southpaw, and that could cause a little bit of problem for Al Sands, because Al Sands isn't used to people coming in throwing wild hooks and being a southpaw. He's never fought a southpaw. And, you know, if one of those wild hooks lands on the side of his head when Al's coming in, it could actually knock him down or stagger him a little bit, and Keith might be able to jump on him. You never know. But, I mean, me personally, I think this fight's only going probably 4 to 6 rounds. Would I like to see it go 10 rounds? Yeah, I think it could be a war if it went 10 rounds, and I think Al Sands, you know, needs that experience. But I don't personally think it's going to go to 10 rounds. But I think it's going to be an interesting fight for both men. So let's move on. We have one fight left on the card. It was just added recently, and it is a special attraction fight. And if you are a boxing fan, you know who this man is. Former world champion heavyweight Shannon Briggs, making his comeback to the ring step by step. 52-6 with 1 draw, 46 knockouts, versus Francisco Morales, 17-8 with 5 knockouts, 10-round fight. Okay, first of all, folks, this ain't going 10 rounds. When this fight starts, make sure you got your drinks, make sure you went to the bathroom, make sure you got something to eat. Do not get out of your seats. Shannon Briggs is coming to make a statement. You know, he's looking far in the future at the Klitschko brothers. This is just a small step to get back up to championship status, and he's not going to let this guy stand in his way. You know, Shannon Briggs comes to fight. He's fought Lennox Lewis. He's fought George Foreman. He's fought other big names. You know, he's an exciting heavyweight fighter. He'll bang. He'll box. He's a strong man. He'll, you know, he'll push the fight. You know, but I'm just not impressed with Francisco Morales. You know, he comes forward. I'll give him that. But he comes forward with his head down. He takes a lot of head shots. You know, he's never beaten a fighter with a win. I don't even see Las Vegas taking bets on how many rounds this fight's going to go. They might take bets on how many seconds this fight's going to go. But basically, Francisco Morales is going to be a human heavy bag in this fight. Simple as that. So I give him all the respect and all the credit in the world for getting into the ring with a man like Shannon Briggs. I have nothing against him for that. I personally think that if Zach Walters was making a comeback in his fight career, that the truth would actually last longer in the ring against Zach Walters than Francisco Morales is going to last against Shannon Briggs. And that's just my opinion. But other than that, folks, you know, we have a great card lined up. It's an honor to have Shannon Briggs on our card, a former heavyweight champion. So come on out. You know, watch a former heavyweight champion fight in Minnesota. When was the last time you saw this, if ever? And just come and enjoy a lot of great matchups. And at the end of the day, if you're a boxing fan, you'll love this card. The truth has spoken.